Hello, it's getting closer and closer to voting day. And one big important question that's been asked to me a lot lately is between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, which one's the best presidential candidate to vote for and who supports the deaf community? It's really an important question. And this video will analyze their approach and how they interact with people within the deaf community. And it's only analysis of Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. And we'll start with the I love you sign. A deaf man by the name of Jeffrey Jordan posted a picture on his Facebook page of him with his son in Texas with Donald Trump using this sign. And here it is. And Hillary Clinton has also used the sign many times on multiple occasions. And she's posted on her own Facebook page a video with another deaf woman. The deaf woman says, "Hello, I'm deaf. I support you, and I hope that if you win, you support the deaf community." Hillary responds by using the "I love you" sign and takes a picture with her. And another Facebook page, Deaf People for Hillary. There's a woman by the name of Maya Castro that posted this and wrote an article that they said that they communicated through an interpreter. So as you can see, both of the presidential candidates have used this sign. But next, let's look at how they interact with people within the deaf community. How they interact with famous people within the deaf community that represent our culture and our community. I couldn't find a lot of information about Trump, but if you Google him, deaf community, there's one negative thing that comes up from the Celebrity Apprentice where a worker took a video and saw Trump write offensive words towards Marlee Matlin and called her the R word. And Marlee Matlin responded via Twitter and said that's an abhorrent word. There are millions of deaf people like me that face discrimination and misunderstanding on a daily basis, and that's unacceptable. So she's going to use her voice to be heard and vote. Marlee Matlin is a huge Hillary supporter. Now with Hillary, the way she interacts with deaf community and prominent figures within the deaf community is completely opposite. It's very evident. She even utilized Niall DeMarco in one of her ads, and he created a 51-second video clip. Hillary has also used a deaf woman and presented at a speech in Florida last September and let people know of a receptionist at the White House, Leah Katz Hernandez. The next topic we're discussing is the topic of interpreters. Recently, March 22nd, during the primaries, a man by the name of Jason Nicholas Gervais, he posted a picture at a Trump rally on Facebook and it went viral. The rally was in Tucson, Arizona. Understand the night before he was at a Bernie Sanders rally. And the rally had a full section for people with disabilities and had two ASL interpreters ready to interpret. But at the Trump rally, there was absolutely no interpreters, zero, zilch, no interpreters. And he was fairly close to Trump where he was sitting. And there was a man by the name of Brian Sanders that got hit and punched in the face close to where he was sitting. Jason felt a little unsafe, so he left early and posted this article on his experience of that rally, and it went viral. It was shared over 232,000 times. And he posted the transcript as well on Facebook about that altercation, informing people that when he went to the Trump rally, there was no interpreter, but at the Bernie rally, there were interpreters. You can see the difference. Also, a man in Florida by the name of Charlton Edward LaChase posted 2 videos 2 days apart at a Hillary campaign and a Trump rally. First, he was at a Trump rally near an airport hangar where there was no interpreters, and then he went to a Hillary campaign that had an interpreter. Now we're going to look at how they approached people with disabilities. Now, people with disabilities, deaf people, are considered under the umbrella of having a disability because even though we have our own language, our own culture, we are still considered included under the umbrella of disabilities because we depend on protection from the ADA, we receive state funding and educational support, video relay services. So typically we're looked up as people with disabilities. We're under that umbrella and support under the ADA. So at the Republican National Convention, there was absolutely no mention during the entire week of disability or people with disabilities. But at the Democratic National Convention, on the first day, there was a woman that came out with cerebral palsy and she was on a wheelchair and she presented on the topic of disabilities. And the next day after that, there was a former Senator, Tom Harkin, that taught the audience the sign for American in ASL, and he's a big supporter of the ADA law that pushed that law. Also in New York, there was a reporter, and there's a picture of where Trump looks as though he is making fun of Serge with his seized hand in this position and making that video. So it went viral as well. In regards to the ADA, Trump says that, no, I'm compliant with the ADA laws. He's like, I've spent many millions of dollars on our buildings to make sure they're compliant with the ADA laws and good for people with disabilities. He's like, it's required in the law, but one of his hotels, the Taj Mahal, was not compliant under the law. It didn't meet ADA law requirements. Now we're going to talk about the AAPD, Americans Association of People with Disability. They posted online an article or a questionnaire related to people with disabilities and their rights. And both Clinton and Trump had responded to this questionnaire about different issues. Want to know their positions, their perspective, and attitudes towards people with disabilities. And they are completely different between Hillary and Trump. Hillary seems to understand and support the causes and the issues around people with disabilities and wants to support and increase funding and wants to see people with disabilities grow. And with Trump, he follows the ADA. He just makes sure it's fair pay and equality with people with disabilities. He doesn't want more of the government involvement. The programs that are not as effective, he wants to cut those. But he wants to stay compliant. Hillary does not have a plan to cut different programs. She talks about education, funding, and employment, hiring more people with disabilities. So, which one of the presidential candidates do you feel is the best to vote for and to change issues within the deaf community?